what's up, man? Yeah. Uh-huh. No, I was just talking to him about that. Yeah. No, we were just talking about like, nah. I got my camera like less than 3 months ago. And now, yeah, exactly. Like, I actually got an email from somebody today asking me if I'd be interested in buying a Panasonic S5. And I'm like, yo, I own one. I just bought one. So, you know, he said like, he just wants to offer and get the new one. But I'm like, yo, man, I'm keeping mine. No, I'm good, man. Yo, I just got an anamorphic lens. Yeah. All right. Yo, hold on for 1 second, all right? Hold on. I took a long drive today, and I was thinking a lot about this, you know, and I just shot some stuff in my car when I was driving around, and when I got back to my apartment, you know, I shot it with the 50 millimeter, you know, the f1.4, you know, the vintage lens, and obviously I just put it on like infinity focus and got my exposure together and just stuck it out the window and just shot while I was driving around, and it looks incredible. Like, it looks beautiful. It looks like a movie, you know what I mean? And I just thought, you know, like, if I had a camera that had like stellar autofocus and I did that, it would just look so clean. A lot of people like to shoot in 30 frames per second where it just doesn't look like a movie. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think, no, I would have waited if I knew. No, if I knew it was coming out, I would have gotten the other one. I mean, look, I think, I mean, I understand, you know, they can't make announcements, everything's got to be a big secret, but I'm just saying, I think that the minute they committed to making that the S5 II, they should have told everybody and then offered those great deals, and then people would say like, you know, do I take this great deal? Do I get a lens with it, Ninja V, backpack, extra battery, SD card, all that kind of stuff? Or do I wait for the upgrade and get full-size HDMI, autofocus, internal 6K, you know, better IBIS? Like, I think, you know, then, I mean, it was still, you know, a decision, like, you know, for me. I mean, honestly, I don't know what I would have done because I don't really use autofocus all that much. But I probably would have waited because, you know, the thing is, I got this less than 3 months ago. Now it's worth a lot less than what it was worth then. Like, watch the prices on eBay just like skydive because the company that I just bought from just devalued my camera, their camera, and so that's not cool, you know. So I probably would have waited just because it was more future-proof, you know. Even if I don't use the autofocus all that much anyway, I mean, but it would have been nice to have full-size HDMI. Because that's probably gonna, you know, save me. That would save me a lot of issues, you know, inevitable issues with micro HDMI and better IBIS. You know, I mean, that's important to me as a solo shooter. So, yeah, I probably would have. I think I would have gotten the other one. Especially, you know, it's like it's messed up, man. They offer it at the same price. So yeah, I mean, look, I'm not complaining about what I have. Like, I'm grateful, and I'm sure that's it. I have it. I invested in anamorphic already. I got the 20 to 60 since I bought it. I got some adapters for my vintage lenses. So I'm full speed ahead with this film, and I'm grateful. Look, I'm the guy who shot a film on my phone, so I'm happy for what I have. But I'm just saying, I think it was kind of messed up. Like, they could have done a lot better. It makes me not feel quite as good about the company that as I would have felt. But I have to admit, I've been working with it for a couple of months now, and it's amazing. I mean, it's an amazing camera. It's got the low light capability. Like, it's clean, man. It works really, really well, and I'm shooting a lot in the dark, and at night for this film, so that's a big deal for me. I'm happy with that. Plus, supposedly the autofocus is not as good as Sony or Canon, but I'm sure it's excellent. And what do you use it for, really? Anyway, for YouTube videos. I mean, you're not really using it to make a movie. You're not gonna rely upon autofocus. It's not your own brain. So I think the good thing about autofocus is that it lets you capture the focus first, and then you could switch to manual focus, and you could always find your way back like that. So that's the way I use it on my Sony camera. But for me, I bought it, the S5. If I knew, I would have waited, probably. I think. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not positive, because it came with a lens, and by the way, I sold that lens already just to get an anamorphic lens. But because I'm not, I got a 50mm f1.4 Rokkor, Minolta, like a vintage lens that looks incredible lens. So I didn't really need the lens that they gave me, so I sold it. I traded it in. I traded a couple of my Sony lenses and that lens to get an anamorphic lens. So I don't know, what I would have done. I probably would have waited. I'm sure I would have waited, because it's future-proof. And I actually think the biggest deal is not the autofocus, but the full-size HDMI and the internal 6K, because I hate putting an external monitor on my camera. I like just to use the camera body and that's it. But but I'm not. Hold on once. Let me call you right back. Hey, sorry about that. I had to take that. So anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So I was talking about, like, I have like a 50mm Rokkor Minolta, like a vintage lens, which looks like amazing on this camera. And so I'm happy with what I have. Actually, I got a 28mm Minolta on the camera right now. So that's kind of cool. You know what I mean? Like, I'm somebody that uses manual focus most of the time anyway. It's fine. But like I said, I just think that that's that's the way they do things. They got to keep everything a secret, whatever. But it would have been nice to know. And yeah, I probably would have future-proofed myself and gotten the other one. But whatever. I can't think about it. It's not going to happen. I just want to focus on what I have. And actually, let me tell you about that, because anamorphic lens. I got a 35mm f1.8. It's not a T-stop anamorphic lens, but a Sirui. And I haven't used it yet, but I'm really excited about it because I'm going to shoot most of this film anamorphic, and that's pretty cool. And that's the main reason I bought the camera, so that I could do that. I could de-squeeze in the camera so I can monitor everything. I don't have to go crazy not knowing what I'm shooting and not see what it actually is going to look like and have to wait till I get to post. I'm going to use mostly that. I'm going to use my the Minolta 50mm and the 28mm because, I generally just shoot 24 and 50 anyway. So the 28 is a cool focal length. Like, I like it, and it's pretty close to 24. It's like, it's wide, but when I shoot myself, it's not distorted at all. And I like shooting at 50. And I pretty much stay at those two focal lengths, I might get, TT Artisans has like I don't know if it's TT Artisans or 7 Artisans that has like a 12mm macro, crazy lens where everything will look crazy distorted. And I might actually get that because I have a couple of shots in the film where there are kind of these like surreal moments because it's, one of the characters is like kind of losing his mind, and I think it would look cool to have that kind of lens just for that. And those lenses are really cheap. But I also was looking at the, I think it's TT Artisans has a 21mm f1.5, I think. And, it's manual, but that's cool, And Alright, so here's the thing. I bought the kit lens for one reason. That is like my autofocus lens. Like, if I'm going to use autofocus, and I use it for like YouTube videos and stuff like that. And sometimes, I guess, occasionally I'll use it, but basically I'm using manual focus like 95% of the time. Again, who really relies on autofocus for when they're making a film, So anyway, I'll probably shoot mostly with my Minolta 28 and the 50 and the anamorphic, and I'm set. I'm good. I'm deciding whether or not to shoot in 4K or 1080. Like, if I shoot in 4K, and by the way, that's the other thing. Like, 6K recording. I'm not shooting any 6K for this film. I mean, this movie is going to be over 2 hours long. So I'm not going to, like, go out and buy 53,000 hard drives to store all that information. The only reason I might shoot in 4K is because I might want to punch in some stuff. I want to have the opportunity to mess around and post like that. In 1080, that's kind of a problem, obviously. I'm telling you, like, that. So, but there's a good chance I'm going to shoot in 1080. I mean, it looks amazing. It looks fine in this camera. When everything's exposed properly, you definitely can't tell the difference. But 4K just gives me more flexibility, which might be worthwhile in the film. And I don't want to go back and forth between, excuse me, 1080 and 4K in the film if I don't have to. I don't think I'm going to have any slow motion. I might have some, I am going to have some time-lapse stuff, which is going to be really cool. I'm shooting a scene at the George Washington Bridge, and I don't even want to tell you what I'm doing. What? Yeah. Nah, it would totally ruin the whole movie, but nah, I'm not going to tell you. But I might, I might do some time-lapse stuff. I think I might, yeah. And the cool thing is I could do that in camera too. thing is I forget what it's called, but I can actually make it look like the camera is moving in camera. Like I can have some kind of pan. I gotta look into the manual for more of that, but anyway, I'm really happy about this, man. Like, but I wish I had the opportunity to get the other one, you know, because it would basically be this one, but future-proof, and I would have autofocus, and it would just be easier, you know what I mean? And, excuse me, I guess, you know, like, shooting. Yo, sorry about that. We got cut off. I don't know. I lost signal. I have no idea. But what was I just talking about? You know, like I watched a video the other day about somebody talking about using cinema lenses as opposed to all these modern lenses, and he said these, you know, most of the modern lenses are so sharp. They almost don't even look real, and the autofocus is so good that it almost doesn't look like real life. Like in, you know, and what are we trying to do in a film? You know what I mean? Like we're trying to create a world that is not the world we're living in. We're trying to like take people out, right? And so it kind of looks cool to come in and out of focus slightly sometimes. It just creates this surreal kind of, like, I prefer the look, you know what I mean? And the other thing about these lenses that I have, like the 50mm that I have is an f1.4. So it's really going to be an advantage for me when I shoot at night. And you're definitely going to shoot manual focus at night anyway. So anyway, I watched this video from a filmmaker that I follow, you know, and he was talking about exactly what we're saying, you know, like, you know, if you really want to, you know, make it look like a movie, you know, if you really want to create something, immerse people in a world that is not the real world around them, it's not going to all look perfect. You know, not everything looks perfect. So I don't know, I guess it's like a matter of taste, matter of choice, but that's my taste, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, let me get out of here and go call this guy back. So that's where I'm at, you know. It's pretty funny to me. You know, I checked my receipt and I bought my camera on October 25th. So it's less than 3 months that they have like destroyed the value of my camera financially. But as far as everything else, they can't hurt it because it's incredible. And I have to say, they built an amazing camera, so I'm happy with it. But I feel a little salty about it, you know, like, yo, that's just kind of, I don't know, I keep saying the same thing over and over again. I gotta go. Alright. I'll talk to you later. Alright, peace. What? Hold on for a second, alright? Hold on. Yo, sorry, I gotta take that other call. Listen, say it again? Alright. Alright, so listen, I got the schedule together for the first day of shooting. Definitely, what are you bringing? Okay. Oh, you got an S1H. Okay, cool. So then everything will match. And so cool. Okay. All right, man. Yeah. Nah, it's no thing. Look, I got a great camera, better than my phone. I just shot an award-winning film on my phone, so I am not complaining about anything. And to be honest with you, you know, I just posted a video the other day about how I feel like this camera actually will make me a better filmmaker. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I think that, you know, maybe when I get to a certain level above this, you know, it'll be, you know, more kind of appropriate for me to start choosing things that are more convenient for me. You know, I feel like, you know, unless you're like at the highest level of cinematographer, it's kind of not the right thing to do to grab the cameras that have, like, you know, the best advantages, you know what I mean, like the highest automatic capabilities, because you're kind of jumping over a lot of stuff that you should be learning, you know.